We had one of the world's largest chemical plants down there.
Bobby Monk spent more than 30 years as an industrial firefighter for Amoco Oil Company in Houston. On several occasions, he put out fires hotter than the Texas sun. This video from 1992 shows Monk training with fellow firefighters. When it comes to fires involving flammable liquids like oil and gas, Monk said they sprayed aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF, to put them out. The foam has been used for decades by military and civilian firefighters to put out fires in training and in real-world situations, according to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs and other firefighting organizations. The foam is also toxic and contains PFAS, or forever chemicals, that could lead to cancer. Some days, Monk getting soaking wet with foam.
Over the 30 years, I had great exposure to the foam.
And I guess at the time, you didn't really know that.
Oh, no.
These years later.
No, we never knew that the dangers of handling that firefighting foam. It was, matter of fact, I was 80 years old before I realized.
Monk said that exposure decades ago would lead to a kidney cancer diagnosis decades later. 3 years ago, his doctor found it during an ultrasound. Monk then had the kidney removed, and he doesn't have a family history of this type cancer.
Immediately, they saw this tumor in my left kidney. So I had an MRI done, wound up referring to a surgeon, took it out, had it analyzed. It is the type tumor that the foam does cause.
Monk is not alone. Thousands of firefighters around the country are suing 3M and other manufacturers of firefighting foam and gear, saying their exposure to PFAS allegedly caused cancer and other issues. The lawsuits claim the manufacturers knew about the highly toxic forever chemicals in the foam and in firefighter turnout gear, but continued to produce and sell them anyway. Attorneys tell us they have 3M internal studies, outside studies, and communications that indicated it was harmful and that the company was aware. Birmingham environmental attorney Gregory Cade is one of the attorneys representing the firefighters.
Thousands of firefighters are a part of this litigation around the country. What does that speak to?
I think what we're suggesting is real. That's what it means. Firefighters are likely getting cancer as a result of being exposed to PFAS.
Cade also has a degree in chemistry and biology and knows the ins and outs of what makes up forever chemicals. Cade tells us recent studies, even one major study 20 years ago, show a link between the chemicals causing certain health conditions for firefighters, including cancer.
When you go and compare these to the studies, it's textbook. Same condition, same, injury over and over and over again. So if you see the lawsuits that are being filed, you see firefighters with kidney cancer, firefighters with testicular cancer.
New research also shows the gear firefighters wear could increase their risk as well. A 2024 study shows textiles used to make firefighter protective coats and pants often contain measurable amounts of forever chemicals, according to the National Institute of Standards and Technology. A firefighter's protective gear has 3 layers made up of different textiles. You have the outer shell, which is the one you see here, and then here is the moisture barrier, and then inside here, that's the thermal barrier. That's the one closest to the firefighter's body. And according to these studies, it's the wear and tear on this gear that can potentially release these forever chemicals. Cade and Monk hope the lawsuits around the country send a clear message to the manufacturers that change needs to happen.
I want that the manufacturers of this to live up to their responsibility, and there are lawsuits all over the country where people have been damaged by it. My concern today is at my age, I got 1 kidney. God gave us 2 kidneys, I think for a good reason. So my doctor just told me last week we've got to keep a close eye on that 1 kidney, because if it fails, the only thing I can do is go on dialysis, and you don't live long on dialysis. So.
Here in the city of Birmingham, the fire department taking steps to protect its personnel from forever chemicals. Protocols are in place, including cleaning their gear in this big industrial washer after responding to fires. With more studies showing the increased PFAS risk to firefighters, Birmingham Fire Rescue telling us that they are taking a very aggressive approach to keep their men and women safer throughout their careers into retirement. I'm Josh Gant, WBRC 6 News on your side.